Hi everyone, it's Jade, the face behind Whips and Wishes, and welcome to my channel. Today's video we're gonna be trying something a little different just because I am behind on my pattern busting episodes, and unfortunately this week I took a fall down my basement stairs. The stairs to go into my basement from outside, it's only like 5 steps, but we had to go to the hospital and get checked out and make sure baby was okay and everything's good, we're safe. Just a little bruised and sore. Not my proudest moment. I'm very thankful that I wasn't holding my toddler while I'm walking down the stairs. It could have been much worse. So because we had that accident happen, we're going to be just going through a little organization today. My wall of WIPs is out of control. And I thought while I go through and see if I want to finish or frog them, I would bring you guys along so that you could go through and see what I actually have that I've been working on. And a little confession here, there's a few WIPs that are many years old and it's a little embarrassing, but I'm trying really hard to switch out those WIPs for other ones. But without further ado, let's really get into this video. So this is currently what my wall of WIPs is. It's two like shoe organizers that I had gotten off of Temu. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 sections in both of these guys, but I just found this to be a great organization hack for me because my WIPs are just staring at me the whole time, so it's not like out of sight, out of mind. I can't forget about them. They're just like haunting me in the corner. So let's go through them. Up here we've got 2 hedgehogs that I'm currently in the process of trying to make. I think I got too thick of a fur yarn for these guys, so I am struggling to say the least, but everything other than the fur is done on these guys, so they're all here, and I'm gonna keep them here because I'm planning on finishing them not this week but next. Hold me to it, guys. Check in on my February month recap and see if I actually completed the hedgehogs. Hopefully I did. I am a terrible procrastinator. Then over here we've got, oh my gosh, this isn't even a WIP. This is a shawl I made when I was first learning how to crochet. And I'll be honest, it's probably going to be going into my daughter's dress up bin when she gets older. So I need to put that in her closet and not in my craft room. And then we have this Snorlax that has been around for probably a year. I unfortunately didn't have the right colors for him, and then his whole, I don't know, belly piece is crooked, so I have to undo that and re-sew it on. And then I have obviously the face embroidery to do and the nails on both the toes and the hands. So he honestly should be a quick finish, but he's staying up here because this is my big shame project because it's so easy to do and I just haven't done it, which is insane. Next is our little Taurus creature. I love this guy. This guy is gonna be so cute. I'm still working on it, actually. I have the hat started, so I'm working through it. I'm hoping to get this guy done this month. It might be a March project, but we have the body, the 2 arms, and the 2 horns done. So this guy gets its own little section. If they're big enough WIPs, I like to keep them in their own little section. Obviously, when we get into these 3, it kind of becomes, pardon my language, a shit show. So moving over to this yarn barf. This was when I was just learning how to use like big, thick, fluffy yarn, and this is Chanel Home Slim. I think it's a discontinued yarn, but I bought this yarn when it was like all the rage on TikTok and stuff, and after I bought it, the messages came out that like Michael's was messing up their yarn and it was bad quality, and I think I got some of that, which really sucked, but it's been a learning progress. This has been here for two years. It was supposed to be a Tanner the Triceratops, and I'd really love to finish it because I have a lighter blue of this downstairs in my deep dark yarn storage that I wanted to pair with this, and I could use Synchronize on this too because I think 30 millimeter eyes would look really cute on this guy. So maybe that's a thing that I try to finish this week, because if I can figure out what hook size I used on this guy, then I think it could turn out well. Oh boy. And then we've got some random pieces that don't even go in this one. Jeez. So that yarn barf is gonna stay in its own one. I might put a different project in with it, but hopefully not, because that's just, I don't want anything to get tangled in that. We've got a star from a Christmas tree that I was making, but while I was making it, I lost the star, so I had to make a new one, and then I found the star, and this is the star. So, super helpful. I'm gonna say this, I will make that Christmas tree because I'm gonna be doing some winter markets this year, but this needs to be in like an odds and ends one. So I'm gonna put that on my table right now where you are set up. And this is the head and fins to a turtle. I need to do the shell and then it's done. So this actually can go in my market prep bag of turtle parts. So then I have that one. And that will just be a miscellaneous color because I'm not doing any of them in bok choy. Okay, from there, we have this monster. This was a great idea. I am still going to finish it because I tend to get cold in the spring, and I think this would be great. This is one of those sweater shawl type things. It's the wraps. I'll put a picture, here, so you guys understand what I'm kind of talking about. I've already used a whole skein and like 80% of another skein on this, so I can't quit. That's absolutely ridiculous. I had wanted to finish it to do maternity pictures in the snow though, and I'm 8 weeks away from popping. That's not gonna happen. It's just, it's not on things that are doable for me right now. So I am going to neatly wrap this up, and it's going to stay in our section. I actually, because this is so neat, I can put this with the Triceratops and just line it up like a book. Next is, okay, so this was an attempt at making a Christmas dress for my daughter, and I just couldn't get it right. I couldn't find a pattern that I liked, So I tried freehanding, and something you might not know about me is I suck at wearables. So freehanding one is quite literally impossible. So I am going to frog this. I'm gonna take it off the wall and shove it in my papasan right now because I'm gonna frog it tonight. Actually, I'm gonna have my husband frog it, and then we can wind up the yarn when I get a better ball winder or yarn winder. I'm gonna wait on this and go down to one that I will not be frogging. I will be finishing this one, I guarantee it, because this is actually one that is a necessity. So it's a grid work. So it's gonna be a little baby reindeer. And I have this pretty much done. I tried doing this, let's see, 2 days before Christmas. Again, not my greatest idea because I wasn't that fast. I actually almost gave myself severe wrist pain trying to get it done. I was staying up like 11 o'clock on Christmas Eve trying to get my daughter's stocking done, and it just wasn't happening because she's had her baby's first Christmas stocking, but I really wanted her to have her own Christmas stocking for this year because both my husband and I have a stocking that I made for us, and I just didn't get around to getting my daughter's done. So, and I used the Crafter's Secret Big Idea yarn from Hobby Lobby. I've learned that this stuff works amazing for my stockings that I do. But this is how far I've gotten on it. It's practically done. So I just need to really sit down and finish it. I feel like I should get this done in March because as soon as the baby's born, postpartum brain is not gonna let me get this grid work done correctly. So I think this is also going to be a race for time, because if it's not, I have to wait until when did my last postpartum brain kind of get situated? I'd probably have to revisit this in August, which like I could do, but I'd like to get it off the wall because these balls of yarn take up so much room. So there's an empty space. That's a knitting needle that doesn't go in there. Okay, and then in the last one, actually it wasn't even a WIP. This is another freehand. I saw a picture on Pinterest. I don't know if I can find it, but if I do, it will be right here. But I wanted to make a blueberry version of the blanket, and it looks cute. Like, I want to do blueberry appliques, so I guess maybe it's a WIP. But it's just a very wonky thing. Maybe putting fabric on the back would help, because I don't necessarily want to increase the size. I think I like it. It's a great little baby blanket. I do have to weave in the ends and stuff, but let me know in the comments if I should add fabric to the back of it and what other little like added things on, because I love the like crocodile stitch that I did. I think that's what it's called, for like leaves, and then I want like 3 big blueberries, but I don't know if they should be flat or stuffed. I feel like flat would be best, and then I have to find a pattern for that because Lord knows I'm not gonna be able to freehand that. So this is actually gonna get draped over my papasan and most likely either be put in my project bag, like rolling cart that isn't being used until August. That is one also off the wall of WIPS. So now we have 2 sections all done, which is amazing, Love that. So that brings us to the last 3 sections of my wall of WIPs, and it's probably the most chaotic. There's so many like half finished or just like one parts of the project in these, and it's bad. It's really, really bad. So this was supposed to be a toadwort, which, if you don't know who that is, it's a tiny little ogre from an 80s cartoon show called The Gummy Bears. It's on Disney. And it was a cool pattern. I just suck at making plushies in worsted weight, so it was really rough. So I'm going to frog this, take all the stuffing out, repurpose it. And I think with this yarn, I'm going to repurpose this, and I want to make one of those play rugs for my daughter. I'll put some inspo pics up on the screen, but I have to find the like latch hook grid fabric thing, whatever that's called. I don't know what it's called, but I have to get one of those before I even start. So this will be on the papasan for me to frog later today or next week, because it is Saturday. Happy Valentine's Day. I know when you're watching this it will not be, but I hope you had a good one. This is most definitely a frog. I was trying to do a dress, and again, like I said, I can't make wearables, so this is as far as I got to a dress. So, and we have a little octo, and this one I actually am going to finish because all I have to do is the little tentacles and sew it up, and it's done. So this is going to be in a newer section that is also probably going to get filled. Oh, this and these are both part of a snowman pattern. I think it was a YouTube pattern. I will leave a screenshot of the pattern here if I can find it. But I just need the nose and like scarf and hat. The reason this wasn't finished was because at the time I didn't have any orange yarn. Now, since Joann has closed and I bought probably $1,000 worth of yarn, I most certainly have orange, so we will finish this. We also have a unfinished gummy bear, and I just found the same yarn, so I will finish that. That will go in with the octo because that's like a 2-second finish. Now we run into the parts. I have a white fin in Burnett Blanket, and then I have a mint chip fin in Posh, and then I have a baby bear in Sunshine horse leg, which I've already kind of said that I don't enjoy doing horses, at least with that pattern, in Big Twist, Posh, or Baby Bear, because it just comes out so small and I don't have the right eyes for it. But I saw that there were a few tutorials on how to get really cute embroidered eyes done, so I think I could finish this and then do the embroidered eyes so that it's baby friendly. So I think that's what I'll plan on doing. I don't know if I will, but because they're single parts, I will be putting them underneath the snowman and octo in that like empty one down here. I know you can't see it and it's cut off, and honestly if I lower this, you're just gonna see a boatload of mess from the bookshelf that my printer is on. All of this is staying here because these are parts to a Squirtle that has also been around for over a year. Love this woman's patterns on YouTube. It's like TDY something. I'll have her name right here, but love the ideas. This was a top, and I'll have you know, I started this before I got pregnant the first time, and I was a much smaller individual with much smaller means. So this has got to get frogged. So we have more parts. So we have a purple turtle head, two fins, two gray, steel gray fins. I don't think I have any more of this purple, so I don't know what I'll be doing with that. But those pieces are going in our, well, pieces bin. Oh, this was a amazing granny square that I worked on, and I might just weave off the ends, sew on a scrap piece of fabric, and honestly hang this on my wall because I like this. I feel like a blanket with all of these would look amazing. So I will finish off the ends and do something with that. This is a turtle. It's supposed to be a blueberry pie. I don't know if you can see the vision or if it's even cute. But I have all of the, like, pie strips that need to be sewn on. It's just tedious. So this actually, because all the parts are there, can also go in my turtle bag so that when I'm doing turtles, I can just like kind of chip away at it. So that's there, at least. And, oh, look, we have another fin. And 3 shells. Incredible. I think this is back when I did yarn over. Yeah, I did yarn over, so I crochet differently now, and I think I'm going to have to take these apart and repurpose them into something else, because it's giving Katy Perry or Madonna. Like the Katy Perry and the California Girls thing, like with the whipped cream, they're just so pointy. These are not going to be kept on my wall. I'm going to put them on the papasan and repurpose them, and they can go in my scrap basket. Next, we have a single curl. This was to a mane of a horse or unicorn. I think I finished it at one of the markets I was doing last year. And then when I was all done the market and cleaning out my bags, I found this. And it was supposed to be sewn on to the horse. But the horse sold. So I have this random thing. Next we have this little loop flower. I did this for a pattern buster. And to be honest, I think I might just trash this. I have no reason to keep this. I don't like it. I don't even know what I would use this for. So this is gonna get tossed. This is also a WIP that's been around for a very long time. So I was very proud of this. This was my first like tapestry color work type thing, and it is a checkered board. I'm so proud of this. It's supposed to be like cloud themed. So we've got the light and dark squares with the white shell stitch around, and it's supposed to be a game. So it's supposed to be checkers, and you get gray clouds and white clouds. So you get to play with them. And I really want to finish this. I don't think this is one I'm going to sell. Now that I have kids, I think I'm going to use this for one of our games that we use, because I don't think we own a checkers board or anything like that right now. I miscalculated how many like white and gray clouds I needed, so I really need to make more of them. So I'm gonna keep this in this section right here and hope that I finish this eventually. Oh, amazing thing too to note, not to like toot my own horn or anything, but toot toot. I wrote this pattern. So this is an applique pattern that I wrote myself. It's on Ravelry. I don't know if it's still up. I plan on making a YouTube tutorial for this applique because every time I was looking for cloud appliques on YouTube or Pinterest or Ravelry, whatever it was, they just looked like blobs and they didn't come out the way I wanted it to. So I was really proud about how I did this. Now, the pattern has not gone through pattern testing, so it might not be the best. This is the first thing I've ever written down, and it was just like notes so that I could recreate this into like 16 other clouds. This bag, R.I.P., is a bunch of granny squares, pink granny squares. I started this when I was pregnant with my daughter, and she is over a year old now, and it's not done. So this blanket or whatever isn't done. I don't know how many squares I have in here right now. It was supposed to have regular traditional granny squares and then daisy granny squares to match, like to mix it up, but I just never got to any of the daisies. So I will still make her a blanket out of these. It just might take me a little bit. So because this is also for personal stuff, it's gonna go in with the checkers. I have 4 centers to what I was hoping would be sunflower coasters. So the last little bit that needs to happen on these is I just need to put the yellow sunflower petals on. Now at the end, these are all probably gonna just stay where they are, except I might trash a few, which is unfortunate, but you know, it happens. So I have 2 yellow hexagon granny squares that I had made. I was trying to make a bee skirt, but like I've said before, I can't do wearables, so these are going to get trashed because I don't even have the yarn for it anymore. I gave that away. And then I have these 3 granny squares that I also don't have the yarn for. I gave it away. So these are getting trashed, or honestly put in a bag and brought to a thrift store. So these though, these green daisy squares, I am keeping because I do have enough to do at least like a little project. So I will keep these. I have these were supposed to be coasters, and I might finish them off and like sell them as is. But they're made out of acrylic, so you can't use them with like hot drinks and stuff. But I thought they were nice. They use the C to C stitch, so I'll put these with the sunflower coasters. And this is a triangle to go with the daisy crochets. And this was a pattern buster, and if you haven't watched that pattern buster, go watch it. It's pretty entertaining. I don't remember which episode this one was from. Maybe the second one? I think it was the second one. But I have a crochet pattern book full of just crochet motifs. There's 144 of them. And I was hoping to have enough by the end of all my pattern busting challenges and stuff, to make a blanket, and this was just our first. We've only done one so far, so I'm gonna keep that. And shockingly enough, that is it. I am not going to pull out a tote from the closet that I know also has WIPS, because I will be completely honest for a second. I have a WIP in there that I don't know if I can bring myself to frog, and I don't know if I want to finish it. So the story behind that was, before my daughter was born, we had experienced a miscarriage. Now, I didn't know I was pregnant at all, which is probably for the best. But we lost the baby, and it was super early on. Obviously, I didn't even know. I didn't have any symptoms or anything. But because of the hormones and all of that come with losing a pregnancy, I just needed something to hold and do. So I started crocheting a teddy bear, and by the time I was really like getting into the body and like crocheting that up, because I was doing it whenever I needed comfort. We found out that I was pregnant with my daughter, and that kind of really helped all of my emotions kind of, maybe not go away, but the pain wasn't there as strong. Like right now, it's unfortunate that we lost that baby, but I think I have a unique view on it just because I had no attachments to it, and I didn't know that I was pregnant. So that was the best possible outcome for me to experience a miscarriage. So I don't know if I want to do anything with that project. That project might just stay suspended in time. That's why it's not in the wall of WIPs, because whereas some people like to talk about miscarriages, or they have strong feelings about them, I've only had one. I'll be completely honest on that point, but the one I did have, I'd rather just not dwell on it. I have an amazing daughter. I am about to have another kid. That one in my brain doesn't equal like it was a baby, because I'm not even sure if we got to the heartbeat point. We didn't get to a first ultrasound or even a pregnancy test. So I think I was like five weeks along. So it wasn't anything of note for me. And so I don't really participate in those like rainbow baby stuff, because to me, my daughter's not a rainbow baby. She's my first kid. She's my first pregnancy. She has all my firsts. Sorry to just drop that on all you guys, but that's why I like keep those WIPs in there. And that is one WIP that probably will be a WIP forever. This video ended up taking a turn, and I apologize for that. I don't think anyone really was expecting that. I hope that on my thumbnail I put in a little warning, because I do know that some people are very sensitive to these topics. So I will try to do my best to, ease you guys in so that you're not like whiplash. Boom. So sad. I apologize. I'm not exactly sure how to end this video anymore. That was rough. Here, I know what. I know what. We'll change the subject. This is a little bonus for this video. I recently finished this dragon. I'm in love. This is one of my favorite makes now. It is adorable. And my daughter loves it. I used E6000 glue for the antennas, and it seems to be holding up pretty well and doesn't have too much of a mess. But yeah, there's your distraction. Was that a good transition? I'm so sorry. I will see you in the next one. I hope you stop by for that one. It will not be as a dark turn as this one did. I guarantee you, cross my heart. I hope you have an excellent day. I shall see you later. Bye.